A very good morning to all my dear children. Welcome to St. Michael's e-learning classes. My name is Francis sir, and today my dear children, we will be moving ahead with chapter number 13 for Standard 5 of Social Science. And in our last class, we had finished up till tsunami. So today we will move ahead with the same chapter and we see the next type of natural disaster, which is cyclone. So let's read and understand. Cyclone is a violent circular storm. It is confined to 30° north to 30° south latitudes. This tropical belt is prone to extremely high speed wind. In India, tropical cyclones originate in and affect the coast of Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea. In the eastern coast, these may occur in October and November. Winds averaging 180 km per hour strike these regions. It causes flood and destruction of settlements, farms and crops. So cyclone is a type of violent circular storm. Circular means it goes circle, circle, circle. As you can see in this particular image of page number 89. And it is confined to 30° north to 30° south latitudes. This is the range in which it is confined or it is restricted. This tropical belt, that is this belt, is prone or it is characterized by high speed wind, which is called cyclone. In India, tropical cyclones originate and affect towards the Bay of Bengal and Arabic Sea. These are the two areas in which it originates or starts. In the eastern coast, they mainly occur in October and November. So in the eastern coast, they occur in October and November. These are the 2 months in which they occur. Now, and winds averaging. Now, what is the speed of the wind? It is 180 km per hour. It is very, very violent, and it is very much destructive. It causes flooding and destructs farms, crops, settlements, houses, everything. The cyclone of Andhra Pradesh in 1977 and a cyclone Narg is of 2008 were the worst cyclones that affected India. So in India, 2 cyclones affected a lot. That is first the cyclone of Andhra Pradesh, which took place in 1977, and cyclone Narg, which took place in the year 2008. Now we come to the preparedness. How are we prepared to overcome or to avoid this huge destruction in cyclone? Let's see it. Preparedness. Indian Meteorological Department, or IMD, which we say in short form, IMD. Indian Meteorological Department. Now what they do? Indian Meteorological Department regularly issues cyclone warnings. National Cyclone Risk Mitigation Project maintains multi-purpose cyclone shelters and coastal embankments. It also trains local people in cyclone management and organizes afforestation drives. So in India, we have Indian Meteorological Department. They issue cyclone warnings so that people are alert, that is the local people. And apart from this, we have National Cyclone Risk Mitigation Project. They maintain all the cyclone shelters and those people who are affected, and also in the coastal areas. And lastly, we also train local people. The Indian government sends people who trains the local people how to protect themselves from cyclone and huge destruction. Now we'll see the next type of natural disaster, my dear children, which is flood. Flood occur when rainwater overflows the banks. In India, it often occurs during monsoon. The high rate of snow melting in the river's upper course and high rate of soil erosion also leads to flooding. Floods causes a dangerous rise in the water level which submerges the surrounding area. So what is flood, my dear children? It is when the water level overflows the bank. That is the river water, it crosses the banks and it overflows. In India, it mainly happens during the monsoon season. So floods, as we all know, it happens mainly in the monsoon season. And there are many factors which which allows floods to happen. What are those factors? First is the high rate of snow melting. Because of high rate of snow melting, all the waters they get you can say they cool off and they shed as water droplets, which leads to floods. So high rate of snow melting. This is the first reason. And the second is soil erosion, which we have already studied long time back. Soil erosion is also a factor which causes floods. So these are the two factors. And obviously floods causes a dangerous rise in the water level, which submerges. Submerges means it engulfs or it takes in the surrounding areas. When the water level rises, it takes all the surrounding areas and it just covers it. Floods makes millions homeless, destroys crops and damages infrastructure. Yes, floods, they are very much destructive. They leave many people homeless. They destroy crops and damages the infrastructure, which means the nearby surroundings. It just clears everything. Floods causes huge financial losses since it occurs periodically. So obviously floods also causes huge financial losses to our country or anywhere. In its aftermath, waterborne diseases like cholera, gastroenteritis and hepatitis spread. Now obviously after when the floods are over, they causes huge side effects. Side effects means many types of waterborne diseases like cholera, gastroenteritis and hepatitis. These are the diseases, waterborne diseases. China, Thailand, India, Pakistan and Bangladesh face regular floods. So these are the places where regular floods occur. China, Thailand, in our country also, India as well as Pakistan and Bangladesh. The Kosi flood in India in 2008 and Indus flood in Pakistan in 2010 were amongst the most devastating floods. So the most devastating floods which ever happened was in India, it is in the year 2008, the Kosi flood, and in Pakistan it was in the year 2010, which was called Indus flood. Unlike other disasters, flood is slow and predictable. Human activities significantly contribute to its occurrence. Deforestation, colonization of riverbeds, poor quality dams and improper drainage gives rise to floods. However, it also has a positive effect. The flood waters deposit fertile silt over the areas they flood. So here, my dear children, we are seeing the good and the bad effects of floods. First, let's see the bad effects. The first is flood is slow and it is very much predictable. That is, you can know when flood is going to come by the amount of rainfall which occurs during monsoon. And human activities also, it contributes to its occurrence. That is, we also are many times responsible for it. How? We cut down trees, we cut down the riverbeds, then we don't construct good quality dams, and sometimes the drainage system also, we don't make it totally clear. So these give rise to floods. But it also has a side effect, that is the plus point. What is the plus point of floods? It is when floods occur, the flood rivers deposit fertile silt, which is very much good for cultivation. Now we come to the preparedness, that is how can we save ourselves from flood. Preparedness. Since floods can be predicted, having an evacuation plan in place before a flood occurs can help minimize damage. When a flood warning has been issued for your area, head for higher ground and stay there. Store adequate food, water and medical aid. So there are small but useful ways how we can save ourselves from flood destruction. That is, first of all, since floods obviously can be destructed, we have to go to an evacuation plan. Evacuation plan means we have to go to a safety place before a flood occurs, so that we can save ourselves from the huge destruction. And when the IMD, that is the Indian Meteorological Department, they issue flood warning, we must go to a higher ground and stay and store adequate food, water and medical supply. So in this way, my dear children, we have finished floods and we will stop till here for the day. In our next class, we will move ahead to the next type of natural disaster, that is drought. So till then, whatever we have studied, please revise. Thank you.